Hey, what's up, you guys? Today I'm going to be showing you guys a view of my a new completion down in this basement. In fact, we're just one board game away from completion to the board game cabinet over there. This is my New York City Subway munipal collection. So today we're going to look at it, and we're going to go over all the lines and models and where they go. And these are all in order. Well, all the colors are the same, so for certain areas. First, we got the Broadway 7th Avenue lines, the 1, 2, and 3. First, we got the 1 train, the Broadway 7th Avenue local. It uses R62As, and there's probably one R62 on the line. So it uses a 1984 R62A. And it runs from South Ferry in Manhattan to 242nd Street, Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx. And right here we got the 2 train, the longest number line in the whole system, Broadway 7th Avenue Express. It uses R142s only, the 2000 R142s only. It runs from Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn College, all the way up to Wakefield 241st Street in the Bronx. There can be really crowded 1 trains. There can also be really crowded 2 trains. The 2 train is R142s only, unless there's construction. Sometimes you'll find an R62 2 train, but that's usually when it's split between 96th Street and Flatbush Avenue. And right here we got the 3 train, also known as the Red Rocket, Broadway 7th Avenue Express. It uses R62s only. Uses a 1983 R62s only. It runs from 148th Street, Lenox Terminal in Manhattan, to New Lots Avenue in Brooklyn. And yeah. And now next we got the Lexington Avenue lines, the 4, 5, and 6. Here's a fun fact for you. The green line, well, the 4, 5, and 6 line are the busiest lines in the city because they cover a lot of areas in the Bronx and Grand Central and the financial district in Manhattan. So first we got the 4 train. It uses R142As, same year, 2000, and then it, on occasion, especially in the early morning, you'll find it using R62As. The 4 train runs from Woodlawn to Crown Heights, Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, but at nighttime, for whatever reason, goes to New Lots Avenue, and then, I guess since it shares a line with the 3, the 3s might turn into 4s. That's probably it. And then right here, we got the 5 train. It uses R142s only. It runs from Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn College, to Eastchester Dyer Avenue in the Bronx. And then during rush hour, it goes to Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. And also, in the morning rush hour, it either goes to Crown Heights, Utica Avenue, or New Lots Avenue sometimes. And it terminates at Bowling Green on the weekends. It's known that the 2 train sometimes changes into a 5 train or vice versa at Flatbush Avenue because they terminate at the same place. And right here, the 6 train. Lexington Avenue local. The 5's the Lexington Avenue Express, by the way, if I forgot. The 6 train uses R62As only. Runs from Brooklyn Bridge City Hall in Manhattan to Pelham Bay Park in the Bronx. It does run express in the Bronx during rush hour, though. Uses the R62As only. And right here we got the 7 train. It uses R188s only. It uses the 2013 R188s only. And little history trip for you guys. The 7 train used to have R62As on it. And then the 6 and 7 swapped. The R142s on the 6 train were actually converted into R188s for the 7. I rode the 6 train when I was in New York in 2016, and it was an R142. Well, safe to say I'll probably never ride that again. The 7 train runs from 34th Street, Hudson Yards in Manhattan to Flushing Main Street in Queens. The 7 runs express, but only when it gets to the Bronx and only during rush hour. The 7 train is a popular line because it goes to Times Square and all that fun stuff, and Citi Field and Mets Field. Another fun fact for you, the 7 line is the only number line, otherwise known as IRT lines, that go to Queens. There's no other number line that goes to Queens. And we're on to the letters. We're first going to start off with the 8th Avenue locals, the 8th Avenue lines. First, we got the A train, and the A train, another fun fact for you, is the longest line in the entire system. It uses a number of different models. It uses the 1975 R46, mostly. That's the most common train model on it. It has a good amount of 2017 R179s, which actually got taken out of service for the 3rd time recently, if any of you guys weren't aware. And during rush hour, they pull out a R68A, a 1988 R68A from the B. But the A runs from Inwood, 207th Street, and Manhattan to Far Rockaway, Lefferts Boulevard, or Rockaway Park in Queens. But the A only runs to Rockaway during rush hour. And then the C train, sadly, hasn't been updated for munipals. So it's it's one of those 1964 R32s. Still a little sad that those are gone. They ran for 58 years. But now the C train uses R179s and then a big number of R46s, and those were pretty rare 3 years ago, I remember. The C runs from 168th Street in Manhattan to Euclid Avenue in Brooklyn. And it's a local line. In fact, the A is the only 8th Avenue Express line, for those of you that didn't know. And then right here, we got the E train. It uses R160s only. It hasn't used a different train model since 2008. It runs from World Trade Center in Manhattan to Jamaica Center, Parsons Archer in Queens. And yeah, and it's all underground. It's not the most fun route. Now on to the Orange Line, or the 6th Avenue line. So right here we got the B train. We got the B and D. Hold on, let me see. We got the B train. It uses R68s only. Well, it uses R68s and R68As only. It runs from Brighton Beach in Brooklyn to Bedford Park Boulevard and the Bronx during rush hour. And then the D train uses R68s only. It runs from Coney Island to Norwood 205th Street in the Bronx. Yeah, Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue in Brooklyn. The B and D both run express. And then we got the F train. Now the F train became one of my least favorite routes in the system because it uses R160s only now because of CBTC. In the past, it was using R46s and R160s, and I don't want to ruin it for you R160 fans, but I'm a big fan of the R46s. Unlike Go-Go Super Toe, he is not a fan of the R46s. But the F train is actually the second longest line in the system, running from Jamaica 179th Street in Queens to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue in Brooklyn. And now it's R160s only. And it does an Express F only in Brooklyn during rush hour. And yeah. And next we got the M train that runs from Forest Hills to Metropolitan Avenue, Middle Village. It uses, just like the F and E, R160s only. Oh, I forgot to mention, the B and the D are the only letter trains that go to the Bronx. And I got something funny to tell you about the M. The M comes from Queens and then goes back to Queens. Uses R160s only. They stopped making the brown M trains in 2012. So yeah. And right here we got the Grand Central Shuttle. It uses R62As only. It runs from Times Square to Grand Central and back. One of the weird things about this is there's no munipal of the Franklin Avenue shuttle or the Rockaway Park shuttle. Franklin Avenue uses R68s only, and Rockaway Park uses R46s only. But this one is just a simple line, shortest line in the system. And then we got the L train that runs from 8th Avenue to Canarsie Rockaway Parkway in Brooklyn. It uses R143s and R160s. And yeah, goes to Canarsie. And then we got the G train. In this one, it's using R68, but now it's R160s only. Runs from Court Square in Queens to Church Avenue, Manhattan, or Church Avenue in Brooklyn. The G line is the only line that doesn't go to Manhattan. It's a very interesting line. I think it's a cool line. Go-Go Super Toe, it's probably his least favorite line. He does not like that line. And then right here, we got a Long Island Railroad train or a Metro North train. No, this is Long Island Railroad M7. It's 2 cars. Let me fix his wheels. And right here, we got the Broadway lines. We got the R train that runs from Forest Hills to Bay Ridge. They haven't updated it, so it's an R46, but now it uses R160s only. which you guys know I'm not a fan of. And right here we got the W train. The local trains, Broadway trains, are R and W. The W uses a mixture of lines R68s, R68As, R46s, and R160s. Runs from Whitehall Street to Astoria Ditmars. And then right here, we got the Q train. Runs from 96th Street, 2nd Avenue to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue in Brooklyn. It pretty much only uses R46s and R68s now. R160Qs are kind of a thing of the past, and thank God. And right here, we got the N line running from Astoria Ditmars to Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue. Uses R160s, R68s, and R46s now. And right here, we got the Staten Island Railway. It uses the 1971 R44. It's the only train line that uses R44 still. And last but not least, we got the J and the Z train. So the Z hasn't been updated. It's still an R32. And right here, there's a Z train. Now the J and Z only use R160s and R179s running from Broad Street in Manhattan to Jamaica Center in Queens. And right here's a Metro North Railroad train. And right here are some extra trains in case I lose one. And up here, I saved the boxes. And that's the end of this video. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.